Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Tech Tip Tuesday. My name's Christy. I'm here with Howard Young, who's our solutions architect here. Today we're going to talk about some of the new features that we launched earlier this year, some of the new stuff that we launched in Service Pack 1 of 1605. So Howard's going to cover a couple of those things. If you have any questions, please use the GoToWebinar control panel on the side of your screen and submit a question. And if we don't get to it right then and there, we'll definitely get to it by the end. So without further ado, here's Howard.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday number 27. And last week we released Service Pack 1, which is 1605, and has some pretty interesting enhancements and improvements. So I wanted to cover them real quick in this tech tip, just to make sure that you're aware of it. So one thing that we did offer is or introduces a CX or cross connect OPAS. So this is a very lightweight OPAS that's available. So if you're looking for like an entry type of level on-premise solution, we do offer one which doesn't have any switches. So it doesn't have front end, back end switches, just a cross connect. And I'll show you a diagram how that's enabled within your infrastructure. Another thing that we offer now is we have an extra protection layer against encryption password loss. So if you're aware that with the encryption password, if you're using anything before 1605 Service Pack 1, the encryption passwords are copied within the VCs. So they're still in RAM, but they're only resident in the VC. Now what we do is we added an extra layer which goes into the RAM on a storage node, so that if in the case that both or either one cannot access the other one, you'll still have the capability to bring up your storage. So there are some cases where you may have received a call from our operations team that you need to enter your password again. This will help alleviate that problem. So we're really excited about this enhancement. So this will help you out a lot. Another thing we added was mirroring backup throttling, and I'll show you a little quick demo on how to enable that. And if you're in the Russian or marketplace, we now have a translation in Russian, so everything will be translated for your customers. We also have a lot of performance enhancements. So if you need some extra speed on your VPSA, you may want to talk to our operations team and see about upgrading to the new service pack. We also have a couple other announcements that I can't display right now, but if you come to the Zadara Summit, you'll be happy to know that the Service Pack 1 will introduces these new features that we're going to announce in, was it next month? Yeah, about a month away.
And if you want to sign up for the Zadara Summit, I'll put the link to sign up in the chat area so that you guys can go ahead and sign up and use the promo code Zadara 2016, and that'll get you a free ticket, and that's with a capital Z. I'll also put that in there, but just so you know, if you haven't signed up yet, we're about a month away, and we're really looking forward to it. As Howard said, we have quite a few announcements that'll be coming. So anyway, go ahead, Howard.
Yeah, thank you, Christy. With the OPAS CX version, what we do is we integrate directly into your infrastructure. So you'll plug in the front end directly into our nodes. So you have a HA capability here through the front end. And the back end, instead of going through a switch, it does a cross connect between the two. Now we still have the capability to do the as a service by adding a firewall and a 1 gig switch. So this is also included in this. So this is going to be a 6U installation, very, very tight, and we're really excited that we can introduce this as an introductory offering of our storage. Now on the VPSA side, let me show you a quick demo of our throttling. So here is in our this is our German cloud where we have 1605 service pack already installed, and we're starting to roll those from Europe into the U.S. So that should be available pretty soon across all our AWS and other installations in just a matter of time. And of course, if you have an OPAS, please schedule with our operations team. We'll go ahead and upgrade that too. So this is the 1605 before service pack, and you'll notice here there's pretty much limited. You can do break, pause, reconnect, but on the new version we have a rate limit, which is really exciting because sometimes you don't want to, at least you don't want to use the full bandwidth of your internet. So here, just select it, enable it, and then you can type in a number here if you want, or you could just use the slider, and then it goes up to 200 megabytes a second, and you can go down here. So for example, if you have like a 1 gig link, you're probably going to get about 50 megabytes a second, around there. And if you want to use other applications with your internet, you may want to cut it in half so that the VPSA doesn't saturate that link. So that's why we added this capability for the VPSA. It's also available in the backup to object store. So we have a rate limit here, which is the same process. You just give it a bandwidth, and that works out really good for limiting any type of activity to S3. So are there any questions today, Christy?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, we do have a couple of questions, Howard. For the OPAS cross-connect model, is the only hardware difference the lack of switches? What is on the floor on the new model in terms of minimum terabyte usable in the OPAS array?
So the only difference is the front-end, back-end switches, and we only deploy with a 2U. So that's with a 2U, you're sort of limited to the number of drives, and with for example, with a Supermicro that we deploy, which is our common platform which we would deploy, you're limited to 16 drives, and in array 10 configuration, that's going to be roughly 96 terabytes. But everything else is all the same experience, same performance.
Great, thanks, Howard. David, let us know if you have further questions by typing them in the queue here, or you can email support@zadarastorage.com or email Howard directly at howard@zadarastorage.com. So does that answer the question of how much storage can be provisioned in the OPAS Cross Connect?
Yeah, so like I said, it's based on the number of drives. So right now we can only in the 2U deployment, which is just the minimum that we're going to deploy with. It's going to be 16 drives, and then if you install with 6 terabyte SATA, you're going to get roughly 96 terabytes. Now, if you wanted to do an all-flash array, basically you're going to take the 16 drives and then multiply the size of the SSD, and then that'll give you roughly 800 times 16. So I'm horrible at my math. It'd be about 12 terabytes all flash. So there's a lot of configurations. As you're aware, it's all software defined, and of course, if you want to do all SSD, and if that doesn't work out, you can add SAS or SATA, and that's fully configurable as part of our service.
Okay, great. The next question I can help answer. They're asking about what the best days to be at the Zadara Summit would be, just in case you can't attend all 3 days. I would say if you can be there for Tuesday or Wednesday, both those days are really valuable. We have a handful of keynote speakers. We have a couple different customers and partners talking about specific use cases and how they've seen success with either the Zadara partnership or as an end user. I'm going to put in the chat here the link to the schedule and agenda. That'll let you go in and look and see exactly what's being talked about on which days, what companies are presenting on which days, so that you can kind of tailor it to your needs and requirements. Day one is going to be a lot of big keynotes, and then day 2 and 3 are going to be more workshops, hands-on training, both from a technical aspect. So things like Tech Tip Tuesday, Howard's actually going to have his own session, and then there's going to be business workshops too. So for partners looking how to better sell the product, what kind of co-marketing we can do, those types of things. So take a look at the link I sent in the chat. And if you have further questions about the summit, you can email summit@zadarastorage.com, and I can answer more questions for you there. So I'm happy to hear you guys are excited for it. So we are too. We'll have some announcements. We'll have training. It's going to be a lot of fun. So with that said, I think we're all set for today. If you guys have follow-up questions about today's specific topics, you can email support@zadarastorage.com or Howard directly at howard@zadarastorage.com. He's also on Twitter @HowardY. And if you have questions about the summit@zadarastorage.com. If you're looking to learn something more about the VPSA, the Zadara Cloud, Zios, what have you, go to the bit.ly, ask me anything, and submit your topic. And if we choose your topic, we'll send you a Starbucks gift card to thank you. So thanks everyone for your time today. Next week, we are going to unfortunately have to cancel. We've got a couple people out of the office, but we'll get back on track the following week. So keep an eye out in your inbox for topics and when the next one will be. Have a good day.